Hi, this is Patrick, and I'm going to take a little bit more time to walk through the steps required to create a drawing and an output with a proposal and a material list like that was shown in the overview video. So I'm going to break this down into a couple of steps. First, I'm going to create a project. So I tap on the Create Project. I can give it whatever name I want. I'm just going to call this Demo here. But what's important is if you're collecting information for a particular client, you can also bring that information in right here. So I now have a project, an empty project called Demo. I'm going to tap on it to open it up. The very next thing I'm going to do is, as you can see, it's empty. I'm going to create a drawing. It's at this point that divergent flows can occur here. If you're bringing in a PDF, that's covered somewhere else. You can also start with a photo if you want to bring that in. For this, I'm just going to, what we do call draw from scratch. And so I can give the drawing a name. I can also define how precise I want this work to be done in. Right now I have it at feet with 1/2 inch. I'm going to bring that up a bit. I'm going to say that show me feet and inch for each of this. So I'm going to click back and say create at the bottom. It's going to take me into this drawing canvas. And in this video, I'm also going to talk a little bit about a few settings you want to set up right here at the beginning. It's not the exciting stuff, but it will help you get the work done faster. So I'm on this canvas, and along the top right corner is a whole series of icons, one of which is this gear looking thing. That is our settings dialog. I'm going to suggest you open that up. Since I'm going to be drawing from scratch, I'm going to be using this grid a fair amount in the background. So I have my grid on, but I want to change that spacing. 10 feet is too much for me. It's really up to you what size you use, but I'm going to just say 2 feet per grid cell. And when I click done, it changed that. And then I'm going to have you guys go into this object snap setting, because by default, if you're drawing from scratch, that grid option here is turned off. What this does is it tells the app when I see something else in the app and I'm coming up to it, should I snap to it or not? So we want to snap to those grid lines. Before I leave the setting dialog, I also want to point out a few more things. If you have an Apple Pencil, I would suggest turning on this mode as it makes that tool more effective. If you are using a Leica Distro Bluetooth measure tool, you can connect those here. Other than that, we'll just leave the settings alone. The last setting that I wanted to cover is making a drawing scale for your project. Right now, my drawing scale is 72 feet across at the top. That might be fine, but I'm going to go ahead and show how you can change that. So you can come down to the lower left where it says calibrate and tap on that. Say yes. And it's going to bring up a line here. And what it's asking is for you to tell it how long you want that line to be. So I'm going to actually drag from the end over here and drag from the other end over here. And then I'm going to tell this by tapping on input, and telling it I want that to be 100, let's make that 100 feet wide. So right now, before I accept, it's 72 feet. When I click this green check mark and then the blue check mark, it tells me 100 feet. Now that I've set it, if most of my projects are going to be in that same more or less scale, it just automatically picks it up. You can always change that for a new drawing. And that's all I'm going to cover in this video.